This is a revising transition question, and unlike a single word transition, this one is asking you to provide an entire sentence that will transition from one paragraph to the next. Katie's transition from the second paragraph, sentences 5 to 9, to the third paragraph, sentences 10 to 14, is weak. Which of the following could best replace sentence 10 and provide a more effective transition between these paragraphs? So I know what I'm being asked to do is find a replacement for sentence 10. And the replacement in our answer choices is going to be the one that best combines the ideas of the first and the second paragraph that I'm being asked to look at. So to do this, I'm going to have to go up and I'm going to have to read both of these paragraphs, and I'm going to have to really understand what they're about so that I know how I can transition from one to the other. For years, I've been interested in the mobile lifestyle. Tiny houses, repurposing useful materials, and auto mechanics, Mike Young wrote in his blog. So in 2011, when he and his fiancée Natalie began discussing where they would live after they got married, the idea of a bus came up. They investigated some low-budget apartment rentals, but quickly concluded that living in a school bus would be even less expensive. The pair first contacted school districts to try to find a used bus that they could afford. They eventually found the perfect vehicle on a website specializing in classified ads. Now I'm going to go back and scan it one more time, but I'm going to underline all the words and phrases that I noticed seem to be about being in a bus and having to do with living in a bus. This is my evidence that this paragraph is mostly about living in a bus or finding a bus to live in. So out on the side, I'm going to write bus. Now my next paragraph. It all started then, and this is of course the sentence that I want to replace. Although the former owner had already removed all the seats inside the bus, there was still a lot of work to do before the space would be livable. As a resourceful twist on traditional wedding gifts, Mike and Natalie decided to create a wedding registry for their project. Friends and family could then purchase materials such as flooring, kitchen equipment, and an air conditioner that would help the couple turn their bus into a home. In his blog, Mike referred to their efforts as an experiment in simplicity. So just as I did for that first paragraph, I'm going to go in, and this time I'm going to underline the words and phrases that have to do with the idea of work or working on a project. This paragraph seems to be mostly about that job that has to be done in order to make the bus a place that they could live. So now when I scroll back down, or as you would do, turn the page, I'm looking for an answer choice that deals with finding a bus and then working on a bus. That's the sentence that's going to best transition from paragraph 2 to paragraph 3 so that I can replace sentence 10. So A, it was time to begin all the hard work. I have the idea of work, but I don't have a bus, so I don't think that's going to be my best transition. Option B, finding a bus on the internet site had seemed like a miracle. Well, here I have the bus, but I don't have any mention of work. And paragraph 3 was all about the work that needs to be done. Option C, then the couple faced the task of turning a school bus into a home. Option C is looking good because I have mention of my bus and I have mention of work. What a joy it was to begin an eco-friendly project. This sentence or these two paragraphs have nothing to do with being eco-friendly. So I'm going to eliminate A, B, and D, and I'm going to choose C because it mentions both the bus and the work that needs to be done. Now I want you to go to page 2 in your guide and answer question 2S exactly the way that I showed you how to do it with question 1T.